This is Dr. Shipon with drwhynot.com. I decided that I'd start the video today from where people keep their boats very close to my house. My house is about a block that way. It's just this interesting tree. People just, I guess their boats are secured. Yeah, most people have like a bike lock or something on their boat. And then they come down to the water over here, which, by the way, this is the beach that opens up in the summer. There's lifeguards, and it's very, very nice. Very little, itty bitty, teeny tiny beach. But families go, and the water is cleared. And this is where a lot of people will launch their boats. On this side of the lake, anyway. Across the lake over there is a boathouse. And the man who runs the sailing club on the lake has donated 10 sailing boats to the lake, and he gives a class in the middle of June, and anybody who wants to use his boats can, as long as they follow the rules and as long as they take the class, which costs the grand sum of $15. But they have to spend all day taking the class again and relearning how to use the boats. It's really, really cool. So, anyway, I'm here this morning to talk about light and dark. Last night, I had the opportunity for the first time in I don't know how long to play a video game. I had the energy, I was feeling well enough, I was well rested enough. And I finally got over to the Xbox, which I bought several months ago to have something to talk about with my nephews. And I played the Assassin's Creed title that I had been hearing about for years and years and years and never played. And you know, these game titles, I don't know if people of my generation realize that these game titles are sophisticated pieces of storytelling now. They're not just shoot 'em ups anymore. There are still shoot 'em ups out there with not a lot of plot, but most of the titles have a very significant plot now behind them. They're more like movies, they're more like feature films than they are, you know, the games that we know, the video games that we know growing up in the 80s. And the narrative is about this group called the Assassins that is against the Knights Templar, going all the way back to the Crusades, and that the Knights Templar were taking over the world. That was their goal, was to take over the world. And that the Assassins still need to free the world from the grips of the Knights Templar. And all the Assassin's Creed games are about this. Now, history aside, because while that's an interesting storyline to me, I kind of have a fondness for the Knights Templar. There's a book called Born in Blood, which explains how the Knights Templar gave rise to Freemasonry, and all of my family have been Freemasons, including me. But I wish I could find the romantic connections to something like world domination in it, but honestly, it's been a little disappointing. All I found were some nice old guys who got together every now and then and talked about what charities they were going to donate to, and then ate at dinner together. That's all. That's Freemasonry 101. That's all it is. But one of the things that the book, or the game, which is really more like a book, it really is, the game highlights is that in order to spread the light, in order to create the conditions of freedom, you have to work from the dark places, that you have to work in the darkness to spread the light. And meaning, in this game, you have to be an assassin. You have to kill the right people, get them out of the way, in order to make the world a safe and free place. It's an interesting idea to me, and one that I think a lot of warriors would agree with. People who have fought for their countries, people who have fought for an important cause, and yet so outside the modern and especially healing sensibility. Yet we see it even in the Bible, you know. Remember that movie A Time to Kill? That's a quote from Ecclesiastes. To every time there is a season and a purpose for everything under heaven. Right? That's the beginning of Ecclesiastes, I believe. Actually, no, the beginning of Ecclesiastes is vanity, vanity saith the preacher. All is vanity. There is nothing new under the sun. I'm pretty sure that's the quote. But yes, a time to kill. A time to kill comes from Ecclesiastes. We have to deal with the negative in order to create the positive. Even if we don't want to deal with it, we have to. Even if it goes against our nature, our higher principles, we have to. I'm the kind of guy that takes a bug out of the house rather than kills it, and I'll do that over and over and over again. Until last year, we had to have somebody come in and slaughter the bee's nest that was growing in our walls, because it could sting somebody in the house, and particularly my infant son at the time. Or how about the times that we've had ant infants? When we were in the other house, we had an ant infestation. I can't take everyone out of the house. I had to kill them. In order to create the conditions of living, sometimes we work from the darkness. What an interesting idea. How often we must become hypocrites against our principles in order to do the thing that needs to be done. This is Dr. Shipon with drwhynoth.com. I hope you have an amazing, warm, connected day that doesn't go against your principles in any way. God bless.